Good day guys and welcome to Poser's Movie Recap. Our film today is about a group of friends who find a large strange egg that hatches. Unfortunately, the egg contains an intergalactic predator and now, they must stop it from reaching civilization. After a long day at work, a woman named Lyra enters her house and switches the lights on, unaware that her friends came over to surprise her as it is her birthday. They brought food and drinks to share, and the friend starts to have their little private party with the celebrant. As the night goes on, Phoenix proposes to do something exciting aside from just drinking because it's getting boring. He starts the truth or dares game, and Ursa gets dared to jump on the neighbor's pool, so they go out to watch their friend do it. Lyra informs them that they won't be in trouble as her neighbor is supposed to be out for the whole weekend. When they reach the pool, everyone joins to go swimming and their party continues. When Phoenix goes to pee, he sees a locked door and gets curious about it. Meanwhile, Lyra gets worried for Phoenix as he's taking too long to come back. So she, Ursa, and Karina decide to look for him, leaving Leo and Norma at the pool. They are amazed at the beautiful landscape in Lyra's neighbor's backyard, and Lyra explains that her neighbor is some kind of doctor. When they see the mansion's door open, they figure that Phoenix might have broken into the house, so the trio then enters to get Phoenix out of the mansion. Inside, they find him in some kind of laboratory, while the man is staring at a weird-looking egg. Phoenix is mesmerized with the thing and removes its cover to further inspect it when suddenly, Norma calls and tells them to get out of the house as the owner is coming. The friends quickly hide to avoid getting seen, but when Mika, the owner of the house enters, he finds that the egg has hatched and the hatchling is missing. Mika checks the temperature of the house and thinks that the hatchling must be cold. He excitedly calls it Lacerda, which is apparently where the egg came from, as they found it in an asteroid from Lacerda constellation, a 102 light-years away from our solar system. As he looks for the hatchling, Mika monologue about the egg's origins, and it turns out that a group of scientists intercepts an asteroid, which was a debris from a planet that has disappeared hundreds of years ago. When they came to study it, they found remnants of an advanced species of what remained of the said planet. They tried to search for a long time and finally found the egg and brought it home. Mika continues talking to the unseen hatchling, and when he finds it, he persuades the creature to come to him like a baby. As he reaches for it, an alien hand with long fingers grabs the doctor's hand and pulls him under the table. Lacerda then throws the man to the floor and stares at Mika, as if studying the doctor's behavior. When Lacerda starts hurting him, Mika pleads for him to stop, but the alien slashes him with his long fingers until he passes out. Meanwhile, Lyra witnesses everything that happens to her neighbor, and when the alien leaves, she tries to help the doctor. She asks Phoenix to get a towel to stop the bleeding, and while at it, the quickly fading doctor tells Lyra that they mustn't let them get to Lacerda before his last breath. Lyra is confused with what the doctor says and tries to blame Mitch's death on Phoenix, because if he didn't break into the house, the alien egg will still be intact. As Karina tries to comfort her, Norma calls and asks what's going on because the whole place is on lockdown. Lyra tells her that Mika died when the thing got to him, which confuses Norma, and asks what the thing is. But before she can get an answer, the call ends as her phone loses the signal. When Leo asks her what is happening, Lacerda passes by like a wind and Leo quickly orders Norma to go back in the middle of the pool. After a few moments, Leo emerges from the water to look for Norma, but finds Lacerda at the poolside. Lacerda seems like it's stalking them, and the couple is still confused about what kind of animal or creature it is. Meanwhile, Lyra and the others are trying to get out of the house and figure that they need a code to unlock the doors. They call Norma's phone to ask for help, but as Leo tries to reach the phone, Lacerda grabs his neck and lifts him from the water. When Norma tries to pull her boyfriend, the alien snaps Leo's neck and lets go of his body. Because of this, a small amount of water splashes on Lacerda's hand, which seems to burn its skin. Inside the house, the rest of the group is panicking and thinks of calling the police. But Lyra tells them that they can't do that because they will get in trouble for breaking into the house and Mika being dead. Suddenly, Phoenix runs upstairs and the girls follow. At the same moment, Norma is devastated by her boyfriend's death and says a prayer to his body. Karina gets separated from her friends, and when she hears something, she hides inside the dark closet, but Lacerda finds her and finishes her off. Lyra and Ursa realize that Karina is missing, so now they have to find their two friends and find a way out. Somewhere, Phoenix is running from Lacerda, and when the alien corners him, he tries to talk to it to not hurt him. As the two women continue their search, they hear Lacerda's growling and Phoenix screaming. The terrified women sees the shadow of Phoenix as the alien slashes him until he loses his life. Suddenly, Norma shows up after finding a way in, and tells them about Leo's fate in finding Karina's lifeless body in a room. Norma leads them to where they can escape the house, but when they hear the alien coming, the women hide as Lacerda tries to look for them. The alien starts screeching as if trying to communicate, and when it didn't find its target, Lacerda leaves. After the coast is clear, the trio rushes to the room that Norma uses to enter the house. She then tells her friends how the creature got to Leo, and adds that the pool water seems to hurt it. They figure that it must be the salt in the water, so they try to think of a way to eliminate the creature as they cannot allow it to reach the town. The women exit the house through the window, and Norma tells them that they can get her dad from the church to help them. When they reach the church, they immediately look for Joel, the pastor, and ask for his help. Joel asks to tell him everything, and the women reveals that a thing had killed their friends and Lyra's neighbor. When Joel proposes to call the police, Lyra vehemently refuses as they cannot able to explain how they broke into her neighbor's house, hatch a homicidal alien, watch as their friends get killed, and now are hiding in a church drinking tea. She then explains that before Mika died, he asks her to not let them get to the alien and she figures that maybe, some secret organization or worst are after the creature. Later, the group checks Mitch's phone that Lyra grabbed earlier, and finds the doctor's video diary when they connect it to the computer. As they watch the video, they learn that he documents all the information he learns from studying the egg. He concludes that the alien comes from a highly advanced civilization and was at the top of the food chain, similar to how humans dominate the Earth. Unfortunately, some unknown cataclysmic event has destroyed its planet and eradicated its entire species. As they continue watching the video diary, the group is unaware that Lacerda follows them to the church. Suddenly, the power goes out and Ursa tells them that since the alien is intelligent, it must have figured out how to escape the house. Joel asks the girls to hide as he intends to deal with the alien himself, and the trio reluctantly obey the priest and hide in the back room. Meanwhile, Joel goes back inside the altar and tells the alien that it is not welcome at the house of God. He then engages Lacerda in hand-to-hand combat, but the creature is able to get the upper hand and starts slashing the man. When Norma sees this, she rushes to help her dad and takes a bottle of holy water, and splashes the creature with it. Luckily it works, as the salt in the holy water hurts the alien and it runs. Norma rushes to her dad and the man tells her that he loves her before he succumbs to his injuries and dies. Not long after, they hear Lacerda growling nearby, so they immediately rush out of the church. In the open, Lacerda is able to get into Ursa and finish her off. As Lyra and Norma try to hide in the bushes, Lyra expresses that it might be her fault that this all happens. Norma assures her that she is not the one responsible for this, and tells her that they just need to survive and escape the creature. She then remembers her dad's car and urges Lyra that they should go for it. When they hear Lacerda coming, the girls run to the church parking lot until they reach Joel's car. They immediately enter the vehicle and lock the door, but Lacerda catches up to them and starts pounding the car. Unfortunately, they are unable to start the car to leave the place, and since Norma is still devastated by the loss of her father and friends, she decides to grab a wrench from the back seat and leaves the car. Norma shouts and challenges the alien, but Lacerda ignores her in favor of pounding the car while Lyra is still inside. It's like the creature is trying to get into Lyra when suddenly, a bright light beams at them, and an alien spacecraft appears. Lacerda screeched so loud causing to disorient the girls, and afterward, the alien finally cracks the windshield. The film ends with power going back which resumes Mitch's video diary, saying that one thing they know for certain is that we are not alone in this universe, and there are probably more of them out there. Subscribe to watch more videos like this. You can also hit the notification bell and like the video to help the channel out. Thank you.